Hey, I hope everybody's doing fine out there. Welcome to Ample Scramble. It's been a long time since I've done a video. It's been pretty busy, and I hope everybody's doing fine out there. Check out a few of my older videos. They're still relevant today, discussing the state of Detroit sports teams, in particular the Detroit Lions and the Detroit Pistons. Here we are almost a year later, if not more than a year later, and the content I posted is still relevant. And who would have thought that we'd be looking at our basketball team and our football team just having the most dismal season in a long time. There was a lot of excitement about the Detroit Pistons and their draft pick, Cade Cunningham. He had a little bit of excitement on Jared Goff becoming a Detroit Lions new quarterback, and we should have had a bright future, but it's not looking that way. We're both franchises are scraping the bottom of the barrel. So yeah, I'll leave links to those videos, but I just want to discuss a few things here. Now, the Detroit Lions, I have to give them and Dan Campbell a pass. Nobody expected much out of the Detroit Lions this season, with them changing coaches and a lot of roster movement, a lot of front office movement. So we really didn't have high expectations for the Detroit Lions, to be honest. And we didn't expect that we'd be sitting at 0 wins. And I know I'm saying too much. Let me stop doing that. But really what I'm trying to say is that we didn't expect for the Lions to have 0 wins at this point in the season. We at least hope they will have 1 or 2 wins this deep into the season, but we don't have that. I can't really get on the Detroit Lions for that, because give or take a few bad calls, some luck and blessings and miracles by the opposition, kicking record-breaking field goals and whatnot, the Lions could actually only have 1 loss. So I think we should be proud of the fact that they're not going out on the field and getting it handed to them on a weekly basis. We still have a lot of the collapses that we are used to seeing from the defense, and untimely interceptions and things of that nature. But I think the future really looks bright for them. I wouldn't call for Dan Campbell's head just yet. He'll make some adjustments in the offseason. Maybe we'll get new offensive coordinators, new defensive coordinators, and things of that nature. But I think the future looks bright for this team. I wouldn't change too many pieces right now. I will keep who we have, with the exception of the quarterbacks. I think we should just totally get rid of all the quarterbacks that we have on the roster. And let's start from there. It doesn't have to be as long of a quote-unquote rebuild as it has been for the Detroit Pistons, whom I'm going to get to next. But yeah, I think the Detroit Lions are onto something. If they can figure out how to not make those untimely mistakes and have those defensive and offensive collapses throughout the games, they'd be sitting a lot better. And to me, minus all those situations that took place with those record-breaking field goals, teams coming back at the end of the game, they could be sitting atop of the NFC North. So I'm not going to really pounce on them much. I'm just going to mention a few names as far as a quarterback is concerned that I think they should pursue. Really high, and I said this last season before anybody really knew who this guy was, this Desmond Ritter. out of Cincinnati. And you see University of Cincinnati is in the top 10 this season in NCAA football, and they're pushing to make a move for the college playoffs, and possibly a national championship. And Desmond Ritter is the quarterback that I was unaware of that had another season left at University of Cincinnati, but I mentioned him in one of my previous videos as far as being a quarterback that the Lions should draft. So it looks like they may be in a position to draft him this upcoming season when the draft starts. So, crossing my fingers and hoping that they make that decision and bring him in. I mean, he wouldn't be too far from where he played college at the University of Cincinnati, coming to Detroit. So I say go after him. And a couple other names stick out to me as far as like a backup is concerned, or even a possible starter if we're not able to attain Desmond Ritter, I'm sorry, is one quarterback that I think is possibly due for a turnaround in his career and needs a change of scenery will be Drew Lock out of Denver. That's one quarterback I would go after. I would give him an opportunity to redeem himself, so to speak. I think he's a hidden gem, and I think Detroit will be a great place for him. Another quarterback that I'm looking at is, and I don't know why they didn't make a move on him already, will be Cam Newton. I would most definitely look at bringing in Cam Newton. You don't have anything to lose at this point. I would bring Cam Newton in as a potential quarterback. Another quarterback I look at, hopefully he's not a franchise player, is the Herbert guy out of the Clippers. I'm sorry, not the Clippers, the Chargers organization. I will actually make a move towards him. Those are just three off the top of my head that I can think of, but most definitely you have to go after the quarterback from University of Cincinnati. Gotta go after him. And like I said, I would love to see him here, Drew Lock, and possibly Cam Newton. I think Cam Newton would come in, and I'm not saying that he will set the world on fire with the Detroit Lions, but he'd do a lot better than what we have now. And under him, I will have Drew Lock and Ritter and have them as backups. They learn a lot from Cam Newton. But if they're not being used as backup, so to speak, then I will most definitely put Drew Lock in and have Cam Newton come in and kind of mentor him. But I think Drew Lock has a lot left in the tank. So hats off to the Detroit Lions for hanging in there. You all had a tough schedule. I mean, some of the teams that that we played thus far, I mean, we played some tough opponents. You're going to have Green Bay is always a tough opponent twice. You're always going to have that rivalry with the Bears twice. And you had the Baltimore Ravens. You had a lot of top-notch quality teams on the schedule this season. And even we had the Cincinnati Bengals. And as you see now, the Cincinnati Bengals are not a joke. So I think we got good things to look forward to with the Detroit Lions. Just please, I just pray that they don't give up on Dan Campbell, because he's going to have a bad taste in his mouth if they don't win a game this season. And on top of that, he was part of the organization that went 0-16. So that's where I'm going to leave that with the Detroit Lions. At least they're not getting just blown off the field. So moving on to the next topic is the Detroit Pistons. And the situation with the Detroit Pistons makes me sick to my stomach. growing up in Detroit with all those successful years of the Detroit Pistons, watching them, all those years of going to the Eastern Conference Finals, winning championships, and all we've been getting is just not even mediocre at best. And it's just a sad situation. I think they should have made a coaching change a long time ago. And for example, take a look at the Trailblazers. Take a look at several rookie coaches in the league and look at their records. Chauncey Billups, look at his record. Way better than the Detroit Pistons. You had an opportunity to hire this gentleman as your head coach and you didn't do it. Also, Tayshaun Prince, you let him get away. It just makes you wonder what's going on. Troy Weaver set this roster up perfectly. And it's just a shame that they're not getting it done. And like I said, I don't want these players to become frustrated, a.k.a. Blake Griffin, and want out of here. And I said in one of my other videos, which I had a video also on possible head coaches for the Detroit Pistons, I think you should check out. But I said in one of my other videos, keep Blake Griffin. You needed to keep Blake Griffin. I think he is the missing element from this roster for this season. You needed someone who had a toughness. And it was just a shame to watch Isaiah Stewart go at it or go after LeBron James for what should have been. I mean, that guy should have. I'm not even going to get into it. But it's just a shame that none of the players on the Pistons had that same fight and attitude as Isaiah Stewart. Go ahead and get suspended a couple games, but dang on it, you need to establish an identity. I was disappointed at Cade Cunningham. You're supposed to be the leader of this team, man. You step up and you get in their face too. Detroit basketball has always been tough. Just go look at the days of Bill Laimbeer. He wouldn't have backed down. Isaiah Thomas didn't back down. Ben Wallace didn't back down. Rasheed Wallace didn't back down. There's a culture there, and the players need to line up with the culture of the Detroit Pistons and get tough. And like I said with Blake Griffin was a tough player, and I felt his frustration. He was frustrated with the organization, frustrated with the coaching. And it's a shame that we let him walk. And from what I'm understanding, he's unhappy with this playing situation in Brooklyn. Man, go after him now. Get him in now. Get him in now. I think he has a lot of advice, a lot of experience to bring to the table to help these rookies and second-year players develop. I mean, do you know what he could do with an Isaiah Stewart? He could make Isaiah Stewart a beast. So I say go get him if he's unhappy in Brooklyn. Get him in Detroit. And onto the coaching situation. We got to get rid of this coach. It frustrates me because I'm used to the successful years of the Detroit Pistons. And we've had this coach here bumble over the roster, doesn't know how to play lineups. It's sickening. It's sickening. It's very sickening. And to be honest, as I said before, it makes my stomach turn looking at what we should be as opposed to what we are. So he's got to go. I wouldn't even. Ben Wallace is there. I will have Ben Wallace step up in an interim and be the head coach. But this mess there has to change. It really has to change. I don't think we really need to do anything too drastic with the roster. Sorry about this pause right here. The city I'm in, we just put in a new tunnel, and for some reason everybody gets a little stupid when they get in the tunnel and start slowing up. I don't know if they panic or what the deal is with them, but yeah, we don't need the roster to be tweaked that much. Maybe add a piece here or there, and I'm telling you, Trey Lyles is the man. Trey Lyles is the man to push this team over the hump. I wouldn't do anything involving getting rid of him. But if you got, in my opinion, which is a too heavy guard rotation, get rid of some of these guards. Not Cade Cunningham, wouldn't get rid of him. Killian Hayes, most definitely. I'm still sticking to my guns on that one, saying that he's the next Steph Curry, and people are going to wind up saying that future players are going to be the next Killian Hayes. That's my opinion on there. But just tweak the roster a little bit. We need a couple of seasoned veterans, and like I said before, I will go get Blake. One, Isaiah Thomas, the former player that was with the Boston Celtics. I will go get Isaiah Thomas, and possibly a J.R. Smith. But you got to get some toughness on this roster, because I feel that we got punked out by the Lakers, and the only person that wanted to do something was Isaiah Stewart. And I equate that with the anger that Blake Griffin had when he walked off the court and tore the Pistons jersey. Got to get rid of this head coach here. Got to get rid of him. Got to get rid of this head coach here. And I mean, I know a head coach, some of the current coaches in the league that will do wonders with this roster. And, it's time for a change. Check my video out on the suggested coaches that I have for the Detroit Pistons. And also back to the players, I'm going to talk about one that's in my current hometown that I think they could use also. And that would be a Bol. There's just not enough minutes for him on the court with the Denver Nuggets. So I'm thinking that, some kind of way the Pistons can get him and, get him on the team as well. But there's got to be some toughness added. And just tired of seeing miserable Detroit Pistons basketball. Didn't watch the Lions game this Thanksgiving. It just seems like when I was looking at the score on the game, but it seems like anytime I take a look at the Lions and they're winning, or whatever, they got the lead and the game is winding down, I turn to the channel just in enough time to see them blow it. So really haven't been watching them too much, but yeah. Anyway, that's just my rant. I appreciate you all listening to it. Just tired of seeing poor play from our sports teams, and the Detroit Tigers is a whole nother story in itself. That's a whole nother story in itself. So I might touch on them one day, maybe not, but yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section here, and appreciate it. And like I said, it's been a long time, just doing a lot of work, and just had that come on my mind, and I want to see something done with these organizations so we can get back to winning as the Detroit Pistons are concerned, and as far as the Detroit Lions are concerned, finally get over that hump and start winning these close games. Thanks for checking us out.